This is Cleo Smith. She has been missing since October 16th. Cleo was on holiday with her family in Western Australia at the Blowholes campground. When her parents awoke around 6 a.m., Cleo was gone. So was her sleeping bag. She was wearing pink pajamas. Her sleeping bag is gray and red. The Western Australian government has announced that they are offering a $1 million reward for information that leads to Cleo's return. Hey everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my co-host, sister, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going and going,
Yeah.
Hanging in there. That's what I have to say.
Well, okay. Sounds good. Hope everybody had a good weekend and ready to hit it hard. We are certainly ready for it. Yeah. It's the last week before Halloween.
It is. I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's go time. Yeah.
That's wild.
For sure. Well, I've got a really important case today about a missing child. But before we do that, we do need to get in a word from our sponsor.
We sure
And as
do.
you know, our sponsor, of course, is Manscaped. But Christy, did you hear about the fire that's burning in Utsnutsistan?
No. What happened?
Well, apparently men there have been shaving their boys with regular razors, and the whole country is burning.
Don't they know about the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped.com?
Apparently they don't.
My God. All they have to do to get 20% off and free shipping with the code True Crime Paranormal is go to manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code True Crime Paranormal. Experience premium grooming with Manscaped. They will put out the fire.
Thank you. Not all heroes wear capes.
True.
Well, guys, I want to bring a case to your attention of a missing child. Not a case that we have probably heard about as much here in the States, but I know that we have a lot of listeners in Australia and New Zealand, and you guys have heard about this case. You brought it to us. Several of you have brought us this case, and I wanted to make sure that we did it justice. And so we, of course, are talking about Cleo Smith. So Cleo Smith is 4 years old, and she was camping with her family. So mom, dad, baby, and Cleo, and they were camping in a tent. And there's evidence that she was there at the campground the day before she disappeared. And, the police are looking at every angle, right? So there is evidence that she was there then. Her voice is on some CCTV there in the campground. So they know that she was there and she was around. Sure. Well, mom says they went to bed, and about 1:30, the baby needed a bottle, and Cleo got up and needed a drink. And so mom got her a drink, and then she went back to bed. And mom got up about 6 to discover that the tent was unzipped and Cleo was gone.
Oh, Lord.
Not just Cleo, but her sleeping bag, which I think is a really important and weird clue.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So parents, of course, are frantically searching the campground. They get in their car and start driving up and down the area right there looking, and they call the authorities. And so the police come and they launch a huge, broad search. They are searching via helicopter. They are searching via all terrain. They're searching the water. They search the entire area for days and days and days. And it's rough terrain, and there was some really rough weather. They actually on Tuesday had to halt the search for a little while because the weather was just so bad. and then they got back to it. But there has been absolutely nothing, not a single sighting of this little girl. And it just doesn't quite track that she would have just left the tent by herself for a couple of reasons. First of
Mhm.
all, she couldn't have reached the zipper to unzip it by herself. She was too little. Like,
Mhm.
just logistically, it doesn't track. The other part of that is that she was not independent enough or mature enough to leave the tent and drag her sleeping bag with her. She was still little enough that mom had to help her get out of her jammies to go potty and to get a
Oh,
drink and things like that. She
sure.
wasn't independent enough to just get up in the night and unzip the tent and head out in the dark. It just doesn't track
No.
that she just did that on her own.
Well, and haul her sleeping bag with her. I mean, they're heavy. If
Right.
you're little, you're not going to haul that along with you because that's a lot of weight.
Well, yeah, and just the sheer bulk of it trying to pack it around.
But if you were trying to confine her, that would be an easy way to do it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, for certain. Yeah, right? So,
But
you
right out
know,
of the tent from her that her parents were also in.
yes, now the tent was one of those tents that has rooms,
Mhm.
and she was not in the same room with her parents. So there was a little
Okay.
bit of separation there. But there's a baby in the tent, you know?
Right.
And moms with babies a lot of times sleep with one eye open, especially
Sure.
with a baby in a tent, that could be cruising around there or, needing their needs met. So that's a hard one for me too, because and I don't know exactly where the baby was. I think the baby was right there next to mom and dad. But at any rate, so that's kind of what they know. So they start asking everybody in the area to please, if you have a dash cam, if you have CCTV in any of your businesses, they started grabbing the CCTV footage from every, business in the area, every car park, every gas station, every spot that, anyone could have possibly stopped at.
Sure.
And what they have discovered is that there was indeed a car that pulled in to that campground about 3:30 a.m. and stayed for just a short amount of time and left. And this is breaking. They've just barely released this information about that car. And so
Okay.
now again, they want to talk to every person that was in that campground the day before or that morning, anytime within that 24-hour period. And they want to see everyone that was in that area. They want to know, they want to talk to you. Is there any chance you saw anything? Do you
Sure.
have a dash cam? Did you take pictures? Any digital footprint, that could help them?
Because it's so specific. Like, how did they
Yeah,
know she was in the tent? Like, yeah, there
yeah,
had to be some prior knowledge.
right. That's what gets to me. You would have had to really know what tent, what
Mhm.
side she was sleeping on, and maybe even know that she was in a backpack or a sleeping bag that you could just slide right out. They did do some surveillance, or not surveillance, but some investigation around her home because they
Mhm.
thought maybe she had been being stalked for a while,
Mhm.
but they can't come up with any evidence at all that that's true.
Mm.
The
Wow.
police force has been, the Western Australia police force has been really prolific on Twitter. And they did, on the 23rd, yesterday, they did a quick press release. And I wanted to share that because I thought it was useful. So I'm going to share our screen here so that
Okay.
I can share that with you.
Someone in our community knows what happened to Cleo. Someone has the knowledge that can help. Doing an investigation like this requires everyone's help. The public always come through when it comes to complex investigations. The cooperation of the community is what we are urgently seeking. I ask the community, if you see anything, if you have seen anything, if you know anything, please call Crime Stoppers. 1-800 333 000 or walk into any police station across Australia.
They have taken this extremely seriously, which I think is
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so impressed with Australia and the way they're
Mhm.
handling this missing child. The US could take a page out of their book.
Yeah.
One thing that they have announced is the premier has announced a $1 million reward for her return.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Isn't
Well, I
that
like what he
crazy?
said. That is crazy. And hopefully,
Yeah. I mean, here in the US, families are doing GoFundMe's and just begging for help to put up some kind of a reward.
yeah.
And in Australia, the government hops up and says, "Here's $1 million. We'll put it up right now."
Well, this is an Australian citizen who is missing.
Yeah.
Clearly, they give a damn. But I
Mhm.
love what he said about somebody in our community knows what happened.
Mhm.
Right. Somebody right there around that campground knows what
Mhm.
happened.
Per always, somebody saw something.
Yeah.
Yes. They are now saying that they absolutely believe that Cleo was kidnapped, that she was taken from the tent. You know, they did their due diligence on looking for her, but it just didn't track, you know.
What do
And
we know
so,
about her parents?
not very much. Not very much. And it has been a real source of contention. There are definitely people who are suspicious of the parents. There's no
Sure.
evidence to show that they've done anything wrong at this point.
But
Um,
always when little kids go missing, I mean, you can't
the
avoid
parents
it
are a
really.
suspect, yeah, without a doubt. In all of the interviews that they have done, it's mom. Mom
Mhm.
does all of the talking, and he just kind of sits there. Some people think that's a little weird. Some people were a little turned
Not
off at the
necessarily.
way they handled it when she first went missing. But yes, it's a huge point of contention right now.
Mhm. Wow. Well, and I think it's unfair to judge somebody based on how they would react to being on camera after their child goes missing. Some people are
Yeah,
very camera shy, have absolutely no idea what to say. I don't think that's a fair judgment of dad necessarily.
yeah.
But I did, kind of wonder like what's the history here? How old is the baby? Just brand new?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think it's a brand new baby. I think the baby's, like a 1 year oldish
Mhm.
babe
Wow.
from the pictures. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, again, we don't have a lot of info on that yet. But, what we do know is that something has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Yeah.
It is a really scary thought to think that if you have a little toddler like that in a sleeping bag, that sliding them out of a tent and restraining them would be so easy.
Yeah.
You could probably slide them out of the tent, and if you did it quietly enough, not even wake them,
Hmm.
you know?
Hmm. But again, you would have had to know what you were looking for.
You really
I
would.
I do not believe that this was random. They had to have known.
No, you can't just start, unzipping tents in the middle of the night looking for little kids. I mean, nobody's doing that.
No.
This
Well,
was
no.
targeted.
Of course, in the US, if you did that, you'd be looking down the barrel of somebody's gun. You know,
Right.
people, you would never dare do
Well,
something
I
like
mean, in
that.
Idaho,
But,
you would.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, in Idaho, you would.
Depends on the state, but
Truly. But yeah, I mean there has got to be, and that's why I think the CCTV from Friday has got to be from, the 15th has got to be extremely important
right.
because whoever took her was watching. They knew enough about where she was in the tent and what the family was doing. They had to
Right.
have.
Yeah, they had to have. There had to have been prior knowledge there. So
Yeah.
yeah, was that person in the campground earlier in the day? I mean, how did they know these things?
Yeah.
Definitely got some serious questions there.
Those are the biggest questions, I think. But I am encouraged because the authorities are taking this so very seriously, and
Yeah,
so are the citizens. People are seriously just looking under every rock right now. They have had a ton of help in looking for her.
good.
And now with the authorities asking for people to please turn over any bit of digital, evidence or anything they might have, people are coming out in droves with that, which
Good.
is fantastic. So I'm
We
very
know
impressed
how
with the way they're handling it.
accidentally someone can have footage of something in the background of something else, you know? I've seen it
Absolutely.
happen many times. Wow.
Absolutely. Yep. So if you want to watch or track this case, I will tell you that I think probably the best place to go is WA Police Force on Twitter.
Okay.
That's the Western Australia Police Force. They are posting quite regularly, and really involving the public. So that
Yeah.
is there. There has been a page set up for Cleo as well on Facebook. You can look for that as well. Um, so there is all of that. But again, authorities are saying that they have ruled out the idea that she had been being stalked. But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. I guess.
Well, I
I
just
not maybe long term, but somebody saw something.
they had to have. How did they know where directly in the tent to go? I mean, how could
Yeah.
they not wake the baby and the parents? Like, there's a lot of questions there that have got to be answered.
Yep.
Besides the question of where is she and is
Yeah.
she okay?
Yep. Yep. For sure. So
Yikes.
that's what we know. We're going to continue to track this case. I would highly recommend that you guys do as well if you're interested in
Mhm.
it. I feel like this is a solvable case. I feel like it's
It is.
possible for little Cleo to be brought home. I do. Per always, lots of psychics have been reading this case. As you guys know, we will not do that publicly
No,
because it's brand new and that's gross and we're not
no.
doing it.
Ethically, we don't do that. We read cold cases.
Hmm. Yep. But what
People
we
should
will
never
do,
get involved unless they've been invited in. That's just not it's not how it works.
no, no, but I've already seen a lot of stuff pop up that I think is really troubling. We saw a lot of that in the Gabby Petito case. People were absolutely
Mhm.
certain that she was pregnant because some psychic said that she was. She wasn't.
She wasn't.
She
No.
wasn't. And that kind of stuff, like, let's just slow down. But obviously, these are the kinds of cases that we like to shine a spotlight on. We want to get
Definitely.
you invested in it. We are invested in it. We want to get all of our lights shining on it, right? So that we can track this case and hopefully, in this case, see Cleo come home.
Boy, I hope so.
Me too. Well, what do you think? Interested in your comments as always? And you guys are welcome to conjecture. We just won't.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Tell
we're
us what
always
you
interested in
think.
what you guys have to say. And
If you live in that area in
yeah.
Western Australia, please let us know. And I know Western
Hmm.
Australia is a very large place, so if you live
Hmm.
specifically in the area where this case is happening,
Yeah.
it's always interesting to us because of course this is a place we've never been. And
Right.
so talking to us about like what it's like physically, what the terrain is like, what
Yeah.
those things are so helpful to us. That's why we like to talk about cases that are in Idaho and Wyoming and Montana because we can tell you things you probably don't know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Western Australians, let's hear it. What do you
Yeah.
think about this?
Now, some of you have already reached out to us with this case, which we
Yes,
appreciate, and we'll probably be reaching back to you with more questions as this goes on.
for sure.
This area, by the way, is north of Carnarvon, or that's probably wrong.
Mm.
Carnarvon. I'm going to say it
Carnarvon?
that's probably wrong. You're probably laughing.
Okay.
Carnarvon is that seems to be phonetic, but
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, please reach out. But and we'll keep our eyes peeled too for any new information, and we'll add this to our case updates as more information comes out. So
For
that's
sure.
it. That is our Monday case. We will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, with a case. We'll be back Tuesday night with Spirit School, our last Spirit School for the month. We'll be
Hmm.
back Wednesday morning with yet another case, and we'll be back Wednesday night with case updates at 7 p.m. Mountain. And on Thursday, we will be back for the psychic hour, also back to 7 p.m. Mountain.
Yes.
Football is over, so we can
Yes,
come
it
back
is.
to our regular time now. So 7 p.m. Mountain for the psychic hour yet again. I know some of our East Coasters and others that live in other places, that is a harder time. So hopefully that'll be better for you guys, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's better for us too, actually.
Yeah,
But
it really is.
we have fulfilled our football aunt duties
Mhm.
for the year.
Yes, we have. We've done what we do.
Go Knights.
Yeah, go nice. All righty, guys. Have a good Monday. Take good care of yourselves. Thanks so much. Please like, follow, share, comment. We always love to hear what you have to say and what you think.
Mhm.
And as always, this has been yet another production of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.